Hey anime fans, welcome to the Anime Club with your hosts Josh Sanchez and Isaiah Gunn.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Anime Club. I am your host Isaiah and I'm here with my two co-hosts Josh.
What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having a great night.
And Noah.
What's up, everybody?
And we are here with episode 4 to talk about My Hero Academia this week. My Hero Academia, honestly, to some people, is the biggest new hot thing for the past couple of years. You know, it's been a splash, at least over here in America. I'm sure it's been doing its thing in Japan as well. But guys, how do you guys feel about My Hero? What's your opinions on it?
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's definitely up there with one of the best new animes. I know how much we've talked about how much we really love Black Clover on here and a couple podcasts ago. But My Hero Academia is another one of those. Again, like the idea of like the quirk and stuff is just, it's great. I really like it, and also Deku's journey as well, from being quirkless to getting all for one, one for all, my fault, all the way around, and gaining his power and going through training and stuff. It's been great. They had I also really like the power tournament as well. So My Hero Academia is definitely up there for me. How do you feel, Noah?
I think it's good. I think it, like Isaiah said, it caught a lot of traction early on, and it's good. It's good. I'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah, I enjoy My Hero for what it is. I'm not gonna lie. I do have a small thing in me that calls My Hero a little bit overrated. It's not anything specific. It's just like, you know, a lot of people hate Black Clover who love My Hero, but it's cool. No, I love My Hero. It's really
you said
fun.
it, not me.
I do think the premise of just like superheroes with anime and with the whole shonen and all that, you know, it's fun to see. I will say the beginning, I felt like they introduced a lot of characters a little bit too fast. Like if you compare it to things like Naruto kind of took time to flesh out those characters that you met them, where in My Hero, they kind of just throw them at you, and a lot of them I consider are a bit of forgettable, honestly, at least to me. Often you forget a lot of their names, and a lot of them aren't really relevant when it comes to like fights and stuff. But the standouts, I do enjoy a lot of the standout characters. Like you got Deku, who I have mixed feelings about, and I'm sure we'll talk about that later. But you got Bakugo, who I love Bakugo, Todoroki, even Ida or Ida, however the heck you say his name, and Sue, and all those characters, you know. So I enjoy My Hero for what it is. But Josh, what is our first topic for today?
Yeah, so pretty much for the podcast today, I had a couple ideas for you guys. I wanted to start off with talking about like the war arc that just happened, because a lot went down. And then obviously, I know we've had a couple requests on Twitter to do a UA Class 1A power ranking as well. So we're going to rank the characters as well. So those are the two main topics for tonight. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to get started when it comes to the war arc. So much has happened. Like, Dabi being Shoto's older brother and stuff. Spoiler alert, by the way. Like, that was really like the huge hit. But I know when it first dropped on Twitter, like when the first chapter came out, like Twitter was going crazy, and it was during the election, and it was actually #1 trending on Twitter, better than the presidential election in the United States. So I get your point, where I understand why you might feel like it's a little bit overrated, but again, the My Hero hype has been great. So how do you guys feel about the manga overall and where My Hero is at? Because and we can even talk about the latest chapter as well, because we all know that All Might was actually quirkless as well, same as Deku. So that was another huge announcement that just happened this past week. So how are you guys feeling about all that?
You don't know.
All right. I think the war arc was a good. I think the war arc was exactly what My Hero needed, because as of what it was the first 4 seasons are good, but it was like super basic. And then this war arc really ramped things up for those like Isaiah was talking, those main characters that they introduce you to, as well as like you get to see Deku like some more insane growth. The whole discovering of the having the access to every quirk was sick, which we're gonna see in season 5, obviously. And then this war arc was surprisingly gruesome for how the show was painted in the beginning. So like I like that like switch up to where it becomes less, I think, about school and like that fun stuff to more of that real world, that real villain versus like hero fights where people are gonna die, and like you either die or you catch, like it's one or the other. You're either gonna die or you're gonna fight. It's one or the other. So I kind of liked how that like it added that suspense that is really big, that like I feel like My Hero was missing almost, because like in the beginning it was just like All Might's just gonna pull up and put hands on people, and like you know what I'm saying, like who else is doing something. So it was, I liked it a lot.
Isaiah.
Yeah, I was going to say, so like last time, I'm a little bit behind when it comes to this, but I did enjoy, just to stray away from it a little bit. The last time I read, I was really liking, it was an entire arc basically about like the villains, and it was basically like Shigaraki, like you guys' backstory and everything. I love the villains in the story, you know. I think, especially ones like Twice too, like I like him a lot, and you know Dabi and Himiko. I mean, there's always going to be a fan base out there for I see, you know, but it's like I enjoy the villains a lot more than the heroes in this, and I know, I mean, you're going to see me say that about a lot of these series because I'm a huge villain fan, but you know, just to hear what you guys are explaining about it, you know, about the war arc, you know, it seems interesting.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm hitting you with a lot of spoilers and stuff.
You're good. You're good. I knew what this is, an anime club. I know I'm here for.
Oh yeah, definitely. And once you get all like fully caught up, like you're gonna be like, dang, like because at the time, like Endeavor, because you know how like heroes are supposed to be known as like they're like the perfect type of person and stuff, and you're really starting to see. I know Denver's really trying to like become like a better person and stuff. But the way how he raised his kids and he really like destroyed them mentally. Like Shoto really took him a long time to develop. If it wasn't for Deku, he might have went on Dabi's past and his track record. And you're seeing how he is acting all crazy and stuff like that. So, I mean, you're really starting to see the flaws of certain heroes. I know, like just really thinking about it that way. And the war arc really brought that out. I know, I forget the rabbit hero. I forget what her name is.
Miracle. You can't forget her.
Yeah. I know Mirka. I know she took on.
Don't let the stands hear that.
I know. She had her shine, and it's a little late, so I know it's been a little. But she had her moment of shine. She took on all those guys, and I mean, it was great. The war arc really, just like I agree with Noah, what you said. Like it really brought out a different side of the anime. Like we can't just rely on All Might here. Like we need, all right, Deku, you need to get a power up for once. Like you need to understand your other quirks. Like it's time for these guys to really take the step forward. Even Bakugo, like what he did, sacrificing himself. That's something that in his character in the beginning of the anime, you didn't really see, that he took big steps in terms of like character growth and stuff like that. So, I mean, I really think the war arc really brought out a different side of My Hero, and I definitely recommend everyone to tune in and definitely read that on the manga, because it is definitely interesting.
All right. And out of curiosity, at this point, just to ask both of you, who would you say is like your favorite hero out of the group right now?
No.
Are we saying in 1A or just
in general, like character wise for heroes? Like, who do you guys think, like with all the development that we've gotten so far? I know there's a lot of options.
Yeah, there's a lot of options.
Like personally, I could say like Red Riot's like mine. Like I like Hiroshima a lot. Like he honestly, I just enjoy how like, you know, his whole manly thing going on and like just utter defense. I just love him. But how about the Yuto?
I think a character, if I want to be like more outside the box here, I think a character that I like and that I'm waiting for to get more shine is, I like Shinso. I like him and Aizawa's like their little relationship and him teaching him like because they're basically the same person. Just Shinso talks and Aizawa looks at you. It's just kind of like the same. I don't know. I like their dynamic. I like that teacher like student role, like apprentice. Like he's using the whole ropes, like the rope thing that he uses as well. I don't know. I like Shinso a lot.
Yeah, for me, I'm a big Tokoyami fan, man. I love his power up. It definitely gives me a little bit of like I'm not going to obviously this comparison is not I'm not comparing them based off of power and stuff. I'm just saying like on similarities. Remember when Naruto really had a difficult time controlling the nine-tailed fox?
Mm.
So like when you're seeing Tokoyami in the dark and stuff, it's starting to give me like those like vibes where it's like he's still trying to master like his darkness and stuff and how he can be able to control his guy, his shadow, a dark shadow and stuff like that. So I mean, I really like that power as well. And when he fully develops that power, it's going to be crazy to see how powerful Tokoyami is going to be. So that's my favorite guys there.
All right. So what's our next talking point, Josh?
Yeah, so I know we got to get to the main point because I know we got to rank all 20 of these 1A class, UA 1A class superheroes. So I know it's going to be a long discussion, but we're going to rank based off of, you want to do overall character, you want to do power, or do you want to do a mixture of the two? Or
I don't know. I mean, we can do power-ups, but like I think we were talking about this before we went live. It's like a lot of these characters we haven't seen fight. Do you guys want to do just overall favoritism? Like, I mean, and switch it up for once?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I'm down if you're down.
All right, there you go then. So I'm gonna pull it up right now. Let me zoom in for y'all real quick. Yeah, I'm actually shocked. The more tier list that we do, I've noticed, like how many were in the Akatsuki?
There was 14 members officially, but
and like those usually run into like 40 minutes, and then with the one we did for Black Clover, we just did the captains. That took long. Like these tier lists actually like eat up a lot of the time, but it's okay. This is a little too close. So if we're just doing overall characters, I mean, so I know you were saying something about this. Do we want to do All Might and Aizawa, or do we just want to leave them out of this?
Well, I mean, we all know that both of them are probably going to be at the top.
So let's leave them out then.
Yeah, leave them out.
Because that's, I mean, they cheated. They got all the shine. And then this guy's even in 1A. Where is he at? I just saw him.
No, Shinso. Well, he's like floating right now, so we don't even know.
All right, well, I'll keep him in then. I guess. All right.
Yeah, and Isaiah, I know, I don't mean to cut you off, but I know when we did the Akatsuki last week, you had like a question mark category just to like.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
So then that way, like, it'll save you the time as well. So at least it gives us all like a heads up and stuff like who's coming next and stuff. So
Okay.
all right, yeah. So I'm ready when you are, dude. I'm ready.
All right. First up on the list is Denki. You know, he has his electric quirk. He's sort of like he's learning how to use it now without going all like ditzy and stuff after he uses it. You know, he has his little flying disc that he got with this upgrade and everything. Denki's honestly like used like a comedic relief a lot of the times, but he's starting to get he's starting to come into his own a little bit as a hero. I'm not sure how serious people take him, but I mean, how do you guys feel about Denki? Like as far as like character that you like, is he a high, is he a low, or is he just like sitting there as a mid?
I think Denki is right there around B. See, I when I view him as, I just view him as like a mid-tier character. I would lean towards B with him. I mean, his overall power his electricity power and stuff is definitely really good, but it does have a lot of drawbacks. And also like you said, Isaiah, like he is mainly used in a lot of like comedy to way to like ease the intensity what's going on. But I mean, he does pair with Bakugo a lot throughout the anime. Even like whenever they're in squad teams, he's usually in his squad. So that alone, I definitely would put him at B tier. But what do you think, Noah?
I think he could float A or B. I think he's funny. I like him a lot. He's definitely like just like the clown, but the moments he has are like funny. I like the charging phone gag they do every once in a while, where like they have this man charging someone's phone or something like that, or he'll say he won't charge your phone. It's like if you're not nice to him. I think where he'll lack and like go to B is obviously we haven't seen much like action from him, but even the action we saw, I feel like I wanted a bit like more. Like I get putting. And like I get it's we don't know like the premise and like how things work, and obviously like you can't. Who knows if you can give electricity like a form? Who knows like how much farther they're gonna take him? But I feel like he's like so his kit is so basic. Is that where he like the fighting wise he kind of loses it for me? So probably like B, probably B.
I'm cool with the B. I mean, like I said, he's more. I don't take Denki serious at all. Like I said, he's usually like 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 because he's paralyzed or whatever. But I mean, I'll give him that. I can see him being a low B, maybe even a C when we're done. But like, he's good there for now. Now I'm gonna let you guys go first because I already said earlier I'm kind of biased when it comes to my boy Red Riot. But I mean, his hardness quirk that's basically his thing, Kirishima. Like it's called I mean it's called hardness. Like what is his quirk name?
Hardening.
Hardening. Yep. He's usually he's like a tank, but like he has some offensive prowess too. His big thing is like he's like almost like a Asta in a My Hero world, like he's very manly. He's into working out. He's into all that stuff. He's very passionate. I enjoy him as a character. I don't know. I think he's a likable character. So I'm gonna let y'all say where you guys will put him first before I say anything because like I said, I'm a little biased. How do you guys feel about Kirishima?
I would say Kirishima probably all the points you made are like literally perfect. I think I'd put him S or A. I think he just like his whole character dynamic is sick. The whole building arc they had for him in the last season was huge and is a huge eye opener because you don't know much about Kirishima besides he's the loud guy with energy. And then when they really reflect on his past, and even him and Mina's like little like they knew each other. She understands like almost kind of how he feels, and like just that one fight with Fat Gum was amazing. It was poetic. Honestly, it was a poetic fight. Like it really was, and it was just like it showcased how many layers, and which kind of like is a testament to his character as well because he has that hardening, but there's so many different layers to each of that, like to each person, and just like his quirk, there's so many different layers of it. Like I don't know, I like Kirishima. Probably.
Is he trying?
Like, give me the first S. I think I could put him in S. Like honestly, I think he's an awesome character. I really do.
Yeah, I agree. I would either put him at bottom of S or top of A. Just because he's one of those few characters that actually really had like his moment, other than obviously the big three in Deku, Bakugo, and Shoto. He really had his moment against the one guy you just said, Fat. What is his name?
Fat Gum with Fat Gum. Yeah,
he was fighting with him. Yeah,
and when he got that Red Riot form, like that really showed his growth as well, and that really separates him, I think, from the rest of the class. Do I think he's as powerful as the big three? No, but I definitely think he's like that next tier below. So I would either put him at top of A, leading A, or at bottom of S, whatever one you guys would like to lean towards. I'm fine with either or, and I know as we rank, we'll really get into it. So
you're saying bomb S, top A? No, what are you saying?
I think he's an S tier character.
I'm gonna put him at S though. I mean, that's my guy, bro.
I mean, I would say one thing though, not to get off topic, but I think he could put hands on Shoto. I'm not even gonna lie, but we're not gonna talk about that. We'll get into that when we get to Shoto. All right, we'll get into that.
All right, so the next is Josh's guy Tokiyami. His what? So I gotta remember the quirks. Like I know what they do.
Dark Shadow.
There you go. And it's basically like another entity on his body and stuff that basically it can he basically like has this other like thing on him. It's like a separate person. It's almost like a persona, and like it does what he asks it to. And the more darkness that he's in, the more powerful he gets. And sometimes it gets out of control. But he's like a very straight up like Batman-esque character almost. Like, you know, he's fun though. He's his whole aesthetic I enjoy. I love watching him fight. I just like to see his progression because like Kirishima, even though they're not portrayed as one of the main characters, they get a lot of focus, you know. So I enjoy Tokiyama for what he is. But how about you, Josh?
I would put him probably in the same area as Kirishima, just because he did get his moment of shine in the war arc. Man, I'm forgetting off the top of my head who he battled, but he battled one of the guys. Not like it wasn't like the top dog of the League of Villains, but he had his moment of shine because I know he had to help out with Hawks as well because Hawks was about to die. Him and Hawks trained together. The one hero I forget off the top of my head, but yeah, like Tokoyami, I definitely would put him. If I'm gonna put him at A, he's probably gonna be my top dog at A. But I honestly would put him probably just underneath Kirishima in that bottom S tier range, just because again he's had his moments to shine, and also Dark Shadow. He's also really trying to train with Dark Shadow, and also once he's able to fully master Dark Shadow, when it's in the full darkness, his power is definitely going to be tough. Now his weakness though is if like against Shoto, he has no shot because Shoto's fire, and that's the thing. Like, if you can create a lot of light against him, Dark Shadow does become a little bit weakened. But in terms of offense and defense, he's definitely a well-balanced character in that regard and has really helped Deku a lot. Even during when they were doing like the training exams and stuff, he really helped him out a lot. And when he did in the very beginning of the anime, like he was riding on Dark Shadow as well as like his defense and stuff. So Tokoyami, I would definitely put him either bottom S. But if I'm putting him at A, he's the lead dog at A. And that's me being honest.
I think he's worthy enough being S, like you're saying, man. Like he's definitely a fun character. Noah, what were you saying? You would put him? I'm trying to round it out right now. Like
I don't know. I think
I can see an argument for top A for the A area.
I for me personally, Tokiyami would be the top A character. Okay. I don't think he's in that S category. I think he's close. He could be on the cusp, but I don't think he's
I can
that A tier character because he's just missing that. Like you said, he's that Batman-esque, but I think he's got a few moments, but we still haven't seen much of Tokiyami, like much of him as a character personally. I mean, we kind of haven't, but he's good though. I do like him a lot.
All right. So the next person we have is Cyril. Not a lot to really talk about here. I mean, you know, he has this tape devil fruit. I said devil fruit. Oh my goodness, quirk. He has this tape quirk. And I mean, like, there's not much to it. I mean, like, he swings around, he tapes people. Like, I mean, Cyril hasn't really gotten a lot of shine in a while. I mean, like, I think the last time we saw him was during the what I forget what they called it. It was when they were trying to get they were passing some exam or something like that, right? That's
hero licensing.
Yeah, hero licensing.
Yeah. So I mean, that was a long time ago. So he doesn't get a lot of shine. I personally don't really care for him as much of a character. I will put him in the D. I don't think he's trash enough to be F because there's a lot of other people who I definitely will put in F when we get to them. But he's like a D-lister for me. How do you guys feel about him?
I'd say he's like DC. He's cool. Kind of just underwhelming. Like, you don't know much about him. Like, how strong is the tape? Can you get this tape stronger, or is it only like is it just some regular duct tape? Like, he's just kind of. I feel like he's just kind of there, fills a role. Like he could play his role well. He could play a support. Like, he is a support character, like to a T. Like, he is quirkless for support, and he's just there for some support every once in a while. So I think C D. He's just kind of there.
He sucks
for me. He's really just kind of there.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think he is the perfect like supporting role character. I mean, his tape. I mean, again, we really don't see a lot of like what his capability of his tape, like what he can do with it. Mm-hmm. I know, like when he has used it, like it has worked in terms of like getting like the villains like wrapped up in his tape and they can't really escape from it. Now I know depending on how powerful the villain is though, like he's not putting on any
ripping out the
no moves, nothing. He doesn't have a shot on any of them getting them wrapped around in tape. But I mean, could he get a couple of basic villains on there? Maybe guys with a little bit of power, maybe. But I definitely would put him around like D, C tier. If I'm putting him at C, bottom C, literally like the bottom of the C. But I agree with D for now. So
I can see him moving up. Like people like Cyril is the reason why I was like, let's do a favoritism list, because there's a lot of like people who are very underwhelming, and I could see a lot of DFs if we did straight power, you know. So we wanted to shake it up. So next one is Shinzo. You know, his quirk, first of all, is one of my favorites. You know, the whole mind control thing that was pretty dangerous during the exams and everything. He's one of those characters who's not in officially in class A, I mean 1A, but it's like they give him a lot of focus. It seems like they keep coming back to him. You know, his personality I don't really care for too much, but I just for his power alone, that's where I enjoy him. I don't really know where I want to rank him. I wouldn't put him too high, in my personal opinion, but I don't know. How do you guys feel about it?
I'm going to convince you right here. All right.
You know, go for it.
Right here. All right. So Shinso is essentially, he is the same character as like that's three. I put Kirishima in I would say big four. It's not really a big deal. I put Kirishima in there too, because him and Bakugo are kind of like, they're just there with each other all the time. They're never literally separated. Anyways, I think his character is really up, and I think he reflects like a side of all those characters where even in the beginning he said like he has determination. He's just not outspoken like Kirishima or like Bakugo, where Bakugo's got a lot of layers to his character as well as Kirishima. And so I think Shinso as well, he has those same aspirations. He's been told his whole life like you can't be a hero with your quirk, and he has done nothing but strive for success and continuing to forge forward. And that's shown as he even approached Aizawa to learn how to be more of an offensive threat with his own quirk as well. So he shows that same determination as those higher tier characters, but he just shows it in a different manner comparable to, he's the more relaxed, but in deep down, he's got that fire burning just like the rest of them do. And he made it apparent to Deku, even when they had their little square off, he was like, regardless, you're going to see me again. He said, this isn't the last you've seen of me. He said, you're going to see me again for sure. And lo and behold, he comes back training, using the ropes. Like, he's a good character. I put him at A. I can understand not putting him in S because we haven't seen much from him. But I think he's an A tier character. I think he's very good and he's very deep. And when we see more of him, we're going to see more of that.
And real quick, like I said, this is one of the characters that if it was like a time skip and we see all the kids as like adults and they're like the new, you know, the new faces of like when it comes to superheroes, honestly, when it takes the author obviously has a plan for them if they're not in the main class, but they're still getting like progression in their character. So obviously I feel like he's going to be up there with like the Dekus and Bakugos and all them when it's their time to be the new head people of what it means to be a superhero. You know, I can see him being up there. So I'm go ahead.
I got one more thing. Spoiler alert, by the way. We don't know what's going to happen with Aizawa because Aizawa had to cut half of his one leg off from the knee down. So we don't know if that'll be able to be reversed by a certain character eventually. So Shinso has already been set up to be that Aizawa character. He's going to avoid the media probably, but he's going to be that deep caring character at the same time that you don't see that. But just like Bakugo's mom recognized when Aizawa had the interview, Aizawa pays attention to everything, and that's the type of character Shinso is. I think he notices and he realizes he picks up on those things because he knows his quirk isn't for offense, so he has to pick up that information.
How about you, Josh?
Yeah, I agree. I would put Shinso right there at A. Again, just only because we haven't really seen a lot of him right now, but I definitely agree with what you guys are saying in terms of like the big four. He can be that fourth character. And I really like his relationship with Aizawa as well. So, I mean, I'll put him right there at A tier. I completely agree with you guys when it comes to Shinso. So,
Were you putting him behind Tokiyami?
Glad
No.
I could convince you. You guys can put him behind Tokiyami because he hasn't seen much time, but I personally like his character more than Tokiyami, though.
I mean, Josh, what do you think?
I need to see a little bit more of him. I also stand a lot though of like what his fans. I definitely get their reasoning. I mean, his quirk is so cool though, like literally. But but again, I want to see a little bit more. That's I would put him at A. I definitely would put him in the Tokiyami range around there. Like I honestly would put them like as the same. Honestly, in my opinion.
Okay,
I could make a case for either one of them being ahead of the other. So.
I'm glad I could convince you guys. I'm glad.
So look, I'm gonna let y'all speak on this first, and then I'll give my opinion. So Deku, how do you guys feel about Deku?
Deku, I mean, it took me some time to really like him because I mean, like he does really like just overthink things and definitely like, in my opinion, I just feel like he just whines a lot when it comes to a lot of things. Because I'm more of the person that really likes, all right, like let's just get this stuff done. He's more of like, I'm gonna analyze and figure stuff out. But I mean, in terms of like once the war arc happened, I really think he really took a lot of big steps forward. Again, like he mastered Black Whip, and now he also mastered Float as well. So those are two quirks
and Danger Sense as well.
Oh yeah, and also Danger Sense as well. So I mean, he has shown growth, and I definitely would put him as of right now. I would put him top of S, but I can make a case for putting Shoto or another guy. Even I think Shoto has definitely took some heat ever since his fight against his brother. But I mean, Deku's really grown on me. He's starting to really grow on me as My Hero Academia fan. At first, I was like, nah, but I'm really starting to like his character development and stuff. I really think he's taking big steps forward. But what do you guys think?
How about you, Noah?
I'm gonna convince you, Isaiah. Another one right here. I'm convincing you that Deku's a good MC. Sorry. I'm gonna convince you he's a good MC. So you guys are talking about, as Josh was saying, mentioned in the beginning. Okay, he's like cries, he complains, this and that. So imagine you're a kid born in a world where it's the most uncommon thing ever to not have a quirk, and you live your whole life until almost high school having no quirk, and then one day your absolute idol comes up to you and was like, yo, I got this for you, like here's a quirk, you got to learn it in 6 months though, and once you learn it you still gonna bust every bone in your body. Think about the enormous amounts of pressure that is on your shoulders after this man is literally telling you, here's the future, you hold on to that, all right? You're going to have to carry that after, you know what I'm saying, I'm done. Think about that, and think about, as like you said, as the seasons have gone on, he slowly progresses. But I think even from the beginning, he always had that fire, and that's what I like. I'll go back to, but I'm just saying, I get that. I can't get behind the cryberry maybe narrative. Like, think about the stress that's on this man's, like, his body as well as his mind thinking about this. And just the progression to see where he's at now is insane. And just like Bakugo, like imagine like Bakugo after a week of thinking he made All Might lose his quirk, having no idea that Deku has it and he was going to lose it anyways. This man was barely functioning. Like, he was so upset he didn't even know what to do. So think about Deku's thinking about that every single day. Like, I know I'm counting this man's days, my absolute idol, and I have the pressure to get to learn this quirk that I just got a year and a half ago. And I got to do this and that, and I got to fight the most evil villain that's ever existed. There's so much stress on this man. He's like 15.
All right.
Deku S.
So let me tell y'all something. I hate Deku as a character. I think Deku sucks. He's such a baby. Yeah, he complains and all that. And I hear your argument, but listen, here's what's going to debunk your thing, right? If we're comparing this man to other Shonen Jump main characters, his backstory about not having all this, and then he's been given all this responsibility. I'll give you two things to throw that entire thing away. Asta, Naruto. They've done the same exact thing, and I don't see them crying every 5 seconds. Naruto's parents died, and they got thrown a demon inside his body, and then he's still strived to be the Hokage. You know, I'm not going to go through all that. Asta, no power. You talking about someone with no power who wants to be this? Asta, no magic. Then he has this. You see what Asta's doing. So I'm not even going to go into all this. But look, as a Shonen Jump main character, this out of all of them, you got Ichigo, Naruto, Goku, all these people. He is the most unlikable personality-wise main character out of all the Shonen Jump main characters there is, because he is such a baby. I've never seen a main character complain and cry as much as this man does. Now, with that being said, on a power level, in a fighting level, in everything else, I enjoy him a lot because I think his fights, the way he progresses when it comes to his skills and his training and everything, that is where I like Asta. I said Asta, Deku. That's where I like Deku. I think Deku does very well here, and even like his fight with Overhaul and all this stuff, like he's willing to. He's starting to take on responsibility. Like the older he gets, he's starting to not be such a complainer, and he's starting to like, all right, I need to do this. Like you even saw with the fight with Stain, like he was willing to do what he needed to do. So I do like that portion of Deku, but I do think his personality needs to do a drastic change, because if he's an adult still like complaining and stuff, I'm gonna be like, bruh. Like, come on now, you know. So that's the only thing I don't like about him. But I see where you guys are saying, and you guys both put him S. So it outrounds me. I would put him at like a B if it was me. But you know what? I will put him at S. But I just don't like his personality.
Think about the setting of the show. Of course, he's going. It's a little different.
Look, I hear that. I've seen this setting done multiple times, and I've never seen any of those other main characters cry as much as this guy does. Am I wrong? Am I wrong though? You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen people with parents dead, orphans, demons put in them, devils put in them, all this other stuff, and I've never seen them cry as much as this guy did. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, I can't be on an island here with that. We've seen his story a bunch of times. He's just the least likable out of all of them. And put my hero away and put all the other characters away. Comparing all the main characters of these series, he is so annoying to me. I don't know. That's just me. That's
Deku better than Tanjiro.
That's fair. That's fair.
Agreed.
Facts.
But I will put him in S because outrounds, and I do think that
I'm just not picking up what you're putting down. I just can't. I can't do it. I'm a Deku stan. I respect Deku out here.
Yeah, I do. I definitely, again, like in the beginning of the anime, I understand why he was very like hesitant and very like complaining a lot, again, because like you go from going quirkless to having the best quirk in the whole series. So I mean, that is a lot of pressure put on you.
Yeah.
He's really grown on me though. I mean, honestly, I'll tell you this, Isaiah. Read the rest of the manga. Like once you're done reading the rest of the manga.
See, that's fair. That's fair. That's why I'm willing to put him in S, because I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, like when he learns float, like you in the manga, like he learns float and also combines that with Black Whip and literally saves all of his peers from Shiger. It's late. Shigaraki's decay. Like you gotta understand, his decay literally can murk an entire city, literally in an instant. And Deku finally learned something that can counter that. Because if everyone that stayed on that ground was gonna die, they were going to decay, and he was able to combine Black Whip and float. That's growth. That's growth right there. I would. You got to put him at top of S.
You know what? I'll let you guys outrounded me, so I'll put him there. But I hate him.
Got to.
But look, I'm not caught up in the manga, so I'm willing to give. That's why I'm going to let y'all outround me here. But if I don't see any drastic changes when I read that, I'm gonna be like, no. Like I hate. Let me stop. Anyway. We're going to go to...
You heard it here first. Why don't you do another My Hero and you're all caught up? You owe an apology to all the Deku. Just saying, If you change your mind, I don't want to hear no lies either.
I'm not gonna look. I'll keep it 100. If I can admit when I'm wrong. We'll see. But as of today, March 10th, I'm not on Team Deku. That's a period. Next is Bakugo. I love Bakugo. So look, this is the complete opposite of what Deku. This is what make. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to say all that because he is pretty stupid at points. But one, I like his quirk with the whole explosion thing. I think it's fun to watch. His costume's fun. I will say his personality can get a little old at times. Like I know the whole shtick of being like the tsundere, like I'm angry all the time. Okay, but I mean. He's showing growth. I mean, like in small little portions. He's not like that Sasuke copy wannabe. He's actually like his own thing, and it's kind of fun to watch. And honestly, when he does fight, like I think Bakugo's fights are some of the most entertaining in the series because he's so aggressive with the way he comes at you, and it's just fun to see. But that's just me. How do you guys like Bakugo?
I mean, there's really not much to say. Bakugo is the easiest tier character in this series. Like you said, the aggression side, as well as he's smart. He is smart in a fight, not in off fight. Sometimes he's dumb, but in the fights, he probably has the highest. And the comparable to Deku is comparable now because obviously Deku is just broken at this point, as my hero standards go. But like as far as combat prowess, he's probably a top pro. He's probably up there with pro heroes as far as combat. And he's probably top 10, maybe 15 of like pro heroes combat prowess.
Which is
like you said, you said his character gets a little boring, like a little stale and like the whole hard. But once you catch up, you'll realize he's been a lot softer in these recent chapters, especially after this war arc ended. Immediately wakes up, thinks of obviously who. Where is Deku at? Like he's been a lot softer, and like Josh said, the sacrifice moment is a huge one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Bakugo scene of like character development, character change, and as well as that, I think there was the cover art for that series or for that manga. It was big Deku. I mean, baby Deku and like Bakugo, like picking up baby Deku flight. It was like an older. It was poetic. It was a poetic picture. But like, I mean, there's only praise for Bakugo. It really is. There's really only praise for him.
Yeah, I agree. I've been a fan of him since literally day one. I really like his style. The fact that he can convert his sweat into explosions as well. Just it's just amazing, like his power level and also his growth as well. Noah pretty much hit everything on the nail. Like earlier I mentioned about his sacrifice. I would probably put that in the whole war arc like moments. I would probably put that definitely in like the top 3 because again, you have one of the main characters really take that next step in terms of his growth and his leadership, sacrificing himself. You wouldn't think that when you first watch this anime. Oh, Bakugo's gonna sacrifice himself for Deku. Like, what are you smoking? You must think I'm on something. But like to see that now is crazy. And all I can say is, Isaiah, once you read those chapters and stuff, man, you're gonna be like, damn, like it's just still in my mind as I'm explaining it. So I would put him probably just behind Deku in S, but he's definitely S tier without a doubt.
I agree with that. I like the colored hairs up here. Like I love different colors. Okay. So all right. So we are how many? 3, 6. So wow.
Yeah, we got a long way to go. We've been talking.
Yeah, we got so next is Coda.
We can be quick on Coda, honestly.
Yeah.
Like F, honestly. Like, I mean, I'm sad.
Oh, I like Coda though.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna put him in the F though. But
you know what? Yeah, this isn't power rank. I keep forgetting. Yeah, I mean, he's a fun character. I mean, like
he's nice. Like he's quiet.
Animals. Like I guess
he's a nice guy. He's just there, like doing his thing.
We could put him over Cyril.
I put him over Cyril. Honestly, I think he's fun. I put him at or over Cyril because like he's just there. But like he's a nice character when it comes down to it. Like he's cool. Like he gets along with it. He doesn't like stir the pot. He's just out there, just vibing with the animals.
Yeah, I will say in terms of power, I would put Cyril just a little bit ahead of him, just because his power could be very interesting. He can literally, it's like he can pretty much like call like animals and beasts and stuff. Like that power is really cool. It's just the anime failed him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I was like, bringing birds over here to fight.
Even in the movie, like I remember
all over a lion.
yeah,
in the movie, I was like, come on, y'all, like not here. Too.
Yeah, they did him dirty. They did him so dirty. So I would put him at D tier. Definitely put.
They kind of use him just for like intel and stuff. Like
yeah. So he can play his role. He's a support character, just like Sarah. He's a support. He supports.
Yeah. It's all fun and games until there's like a dragon or something. And then...
That's what I'm saying. It's how they introduce dragons into My Hero universe. It's over. He's the strongest character out.
So next is Jiro. I like Jiro. I don't dislike. I think she's cool. I think she's like at least a B-lister. I like her. First of all, I like her quirk when it's like I don't remember the name, but it's like they're like earplugs or whatever. Yeah, like and you know, like she projects them back and stuff. And then even in the anime, they had like that little arc. It was more like a fillerish type thing, but like where it was like the whole band thing, and you know, like she kind of like had her own. You know, like she was like being more out there with her personality, with performing and all that. But even on fighting stance, I mean, I think she's more like some of the other people, like more of like a support type person. Like she's here to help when it comes to like listening to conversations and stuff like that. But I like her aesthetic. I like her dark vibe. I like her like punk rocker chick thing, even though she's not like edgelord at all. Honestly, it doesn't even feel like that when I see your character. But how do you guys feel about Jiro?
I would put Jiro probably C, top of C, like bottom B tier. Just because again, like her powers are definitely really cool when it comes to like sound waves and stuff like that. Like she can really figure out like people's movements and stuff. I remember she put like her earphone jack into like the walls and stuff, and she was able to like understand people's like movements and stuff like that. So I mean, her power is definitely like she's definitely a very good support cast role. She's really cool with like communications and stuff like that in like a battle when it comes to like communicating between teammates and stuff like that. So I mean, in terms of like the girls, I would probably put her at C, just because I mean, my baby Momo, she not in the same. I can't put her in the same realm as Momo and stuff. So I mean, so I would probably put her at C, bottom B, around there.
How about you know?
Hot take. I think Jiro's my favorite girl in the class.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Jiro's my favorite girl in the class. I put Jiro at A tier. I like Jiro a lot.
Look, I was gonna say top B, but
I like Jiro over Denki for sure. I like Jiro's character a lot. I love the music thing. Like another like character, like she's that like classic. She's like that classic shonen character. She wants to be a hero regardless of like, and like I love that. I don't know. I just like Jiro a lot. I don't know why. I just really do like Jiro. I'm a big fan. Honestly, I think she's a good character.
So you said like A, I said B, Josh said C, so it rounds out top B.
You can put her B, yeah, above Denki. I like her better, but I like her dynamic too, because their dynamic is funny sometimes.
Yeah,
it's good comedy when they're together.
Like I just like her aesthetic. I don't know.
Yeah, nah, really, for real.
The next two,
these two can just.
I feel the same about both.
We waste time on these two.
Not real. Like I don't care about Ojiro first of all because he has the. Can we all agree he has the lamest quirk out of everybody? It's just a tail.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, we put F like.
Yeah, he hasn't got nothing. He's just one of those. He's just there. He's really just there. Nah, that's
sucks. Like
that's real, though. I don't know why he's just there.
Oh,
like why do you add him? Why that's like another character we'll get to that I'll compare to Ojiro.
And then you got Shoji. He's like, what's this thing? Octopus?
Yeah, something like that. He can like just replicate his arms.
He's weird too.
He like replicate like his like limbs and stuff. It's a little weird. I would put him at bottom D. I wouldn't put him.
I don't care about him either, man. Like,
yeah, no, I'm agreed bottom D. We don't have to go any deeper into him.
Both of those guys are like the same character, man. Like I just like Miro though. Mina. I like Mina. Mina's fine. I'll go, Josh. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would put her at A tier. I mean, her acid power and stuff is dope. Like she can literally, like she can glide on it, which helps her in battle a lot when they can like boost her speed and stuff like that. And her acid's great on the offensive level and also on the defensive level. Like she can literally like throw up her acid as a shield, and then she can also throw her acid at people, and it can like disintegrate them a little bit and hurt them a little bit. So I would put her at A in terms of like her overall character and stuff. She's definitely a really good support character. I really like that she can. Obviously, she's not like tough enough to really beat like the top OG guys, but you can put like I definitely think throughout in the future as well. I think she's definitely going to have more moments in the anime. I really like her. She handles her own in fights. Like one thing I can't stand with any character is if they constantly get beat up in fights. And in the moments that she's been able to handle her own. So I would put her right there at A tier. And I liked her fight against the beam guy. Yeah, I know he had a tummy ache, but I mean, she whooped him pretty easily. So I'd put her at bottom A. Why not?
How about you, Noah?
I couldn't put her over Jiro. I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Gatekeeper.
I do like like if she touching A, Jiro gotta touch A. That's all I'm gonna say. But I do like Mina. She's funny. She's outgoing. I like her personality as wise. Like she's like the energy of the girls group for sure. And she's cool. Her powers, obviously, she don't have no hero power, that's for sure. But it's sick though. I mean, because I don't know, we don't really know too many specifics. Can she control like the amount of acidity? Whether it's like, can she make shit like disintegrate, like a wall example, or like can she do clothes? Like, can she turn it down, turn it up? Like, we don't know too deep into that. But she is versatile though with her quirk, obviously, because non-canon the movie she was like skating around the cave like on the ground and stuff like that, so she's definitely versatile. I would say she's B over Denki, but
no, I agree. I would put her over Denki too. I think Mina, honestly, I would put her A, but I think that we haven't seen enough of Mina, honestly. But aesthetic wise, because a big thing when it comes to favoritism, I'm going to be judging them off of the way that they look with their hero costume and stuff. First of all, it's so cool. She's like a pink alien almost thing. So first of all, I think that's cool. I think her outfit's cool, and then she has like her flower, like I forget whatever it's called, like necklace or whatever. But you know, I like how her energy, like you guys were saying, like she's a very fun presence to see on the screen. I like her as a character. I don't like her as much as Jiro though. So we're gonna put her right under Jiro. So I got mixed feelings, but we're gonna talk about it. So grape juice. I don't care about grape juice, man. He's just that plot device pervert character that every show feels the need to have like gouches for Black Clover. They don't really have any kind of purpose for the show other than being a pervert. Yeah. Even his kind of sucks. It's just like sticky balls.
Yeah, that just sucks.
His superhero name is fun though, in his costume. Like, I mean,
here's where my issue arises with Mineta. First of all, character design absolutely hideous. What is this midget gremlin? This man is like 3'1", running around class, like looking like I don't know. And then my other problem is once you get introduced to Class B, are we ranking? How did these classes get split up? Is it random? We don't know. But Class 1A is obviously above these people. Not obviously above. Obviously, they're a little closer now. Not the main. Obviously, the main are way worlds above Class 1B. Yeah. But like, there's so many good characters in 1B. Like, just why not add another? I mean, I guess Class 1A has a lot of good characters already. So what would one more character be? But like, I'm F.
No, I hear you.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna keep talking about me. F.
He's an F.
He's boring. He's annoying. He's not funny. It's really not funny. Yeah. It's not funny. It's just he's just annoying. Honestly. Weird.
Yeah, in terms of likeness, definitely an F. F tier. Yeah,
I would put him over the tail guy. He sucks. But
yeah, like all he does is hit people with a tail.
Yeah, that one. I don't know what they were thinking with that one. That was.
Even his costume sucks. It's just a karate outfit.
Yeah, it's just karate. Basic. Anyways, all right, we on to everyone's favorite girl.
This is John's favorite,
but not mine.
John, you want to talk about Momo?
Oh man, I love her power though, man. She can pretty much create like any weapon. Like she is so useful in any battle. Like you saw like what happened. Like the whole like gas went down. She created gas mask. Like she is intelligent. She is very battle savvy. She can handle her own in fights. That's part of the reason why I really like her. I'm not one of those fans that's like the fan service type of people. I like her just because of like her power, and I also like her personality as well. She's a leader amongst the girls. She is the she's the step down from Ida as the class captain. I think she's the vice class captain. So like she's definitely very intelligent. She knows how to lead people. And I know Noah is biased with his girl, but with Momo, I would put her right there at A tier.
I'm willing to put Momo and Jiro both at A tier.
I am as well.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, in terms of likeness, I understand why you would make the case for both.
Yeah.
I would put the advantage on Momo though, because I feel like in a fight she would be able to handle her own a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Because her power is literally useful for anything. If you're going,
I don't know about that, but we'll get into that when it's my turn. All right.
Go ahead. Well, go ahead. It's your turn.
No. All right. I think we'll go to the fight part real quick. I think that I like Momo in a fight. I mean, not Momo. I like Jiro in a fight with Momo because Jiro has no limit. But Momo will eventually run out of things to create. But Momo's they have their strong suits. Because I feel like Jiro could get up in Momo's face. For me. Because sure, she can make some headphones, but how's she gonna get is she gonna take a second, put the Jiro already got sound waves going through your ears, you're already concussed. But that's beyond the point. But Momo is good. Back to Momo. Momo's a good character. I like her a lot. She's what she is. She for me, she's good. She's definitely like you said, she's a leader. She's a tactician. She's probably the best tactician in the class, to be honest. I don't think anybody's more tactical than she is, and which is perfect for her quirk, obviously, creating things. She's probably the best. I would say she's the best support character in the class as well, because she has so many. She's just back to her versatility. She can do everything. She can defend. She can set up defense. She can be offensive. She can do all these things. So I'd put her at A. Obviously not better than Jiro, but she's A.
No, that's the whole reason why I was like, let's raise both of them, because I think both of them. Honestly, I got unless I'm forgetting someone. I think those two are my two favorite female characters. And Mina's up there too. But those three, I love those three. Mm-hmm. Honestly, Momo, I also enjoy how intelligent she is. I enjoy that how she's one of the class, leaders or whatever they were. Her and Ida are called. I like Momo. I like her quirk too. Just the creation and everything is dope. And I'm a Momo fan. But next we got Uraka, which Uraka isn't a bad character, but she's not as favorable. I don't know. It's just like, all right, her backstory is cool. Like, like how, her family comes from this whole construction site, and originally they wanted to just use her power to, like help lift things up on buildings and everything. And like, I get that, but she wanted to change things and become a hero. And I think we're seeing her character develop a lot over the series. Like she used to be like almost like not caring about herself as much and like caring for others and stuff like that. But I think her big moment was definitely during the whole class fights where she who did she fight? Bakugo, I think it was. And yeah, she didn't win it, but like she did her thing during that. So I mean, she's fun, but not 18. I don't know. There's just something missing there that I'm just like, she's so on the line of plot device plot device relationship character for Bakugo. Oh my gosh, Deku. Sorry, she's on a borderline like plot devices like Deku like relationship character, as well as like being her own character and like being like dope. But it's just like I feel like at the beginning she was like her own thing, but then like it started to become more like, oh, is this just the love interest that likes Deku and all this stuff? And it's just like, like, I don't know. But I know, how do you feel about Uraka?
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that.
Okay, go ahead.
I think what I can't remember what season this was. When he was learning the kicks, I think that trope got dismissed, and she dismissed that herself. She said, I'm gonna bottle these feelings. This is a moment for her. I'm gonna bottle these feelings, and because I have other things to worry about. So I think she escaped that trope for now.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's still there. But for me personally, I like her more than Momo off the sense of she's had those moments, like the Bakugo fight, the fight with Overhaul when she picks up all the rubble and like is almost like as was said for the hero licensing exam. Bakugo and Deku set the standard and boost the class. It's almost like Yami in the Surpass Your Limits. It's in that sense where they boost the standard, and regardless if they're around or not, they're motivated. The rest of the class is motivated with that. And Uraka's had those moments more in a sense than Momo has for me. So I prefer her over Momo. I think she's, for now, the trope of relationship is like, it's there. Obviously, they made it known, but I think they also nipped it in the bud when that season 4 or whenever he was learning. I can't remember if season 2, season 3, whenever that was going on.
That's why
they nipped that in the bud perfectly.
And like, she's like right there.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
But for me, I put her above Momo.
Okay. How are you, Josh?
Yeah, I would put her probably around that range because I mean, again, like we're ranking these based off of likeness. Now, I think in terms of like power, I would put Momo ahead. But in terms of overall likeness, I would put her ahead of Momo just because even in the previous like war arc, like she saved so many civilians as well with her quirk and stuff. And she really, again, I completely agree with Noah, like surpassing your limits, like Bakugo and Deku set the standard, and all it does is it heightens up the other characters. She's one of those characters that has really benefited from Deku and Bakugo's leadership. So in terms of likeness, I definitely would put her ahead of Momo, and again, and like her overall character and stuff like that. So yeah, I agree. I'd put her ahead of Momo in A tier.
Okay. All right. So, my mouse is acting up. Sorry. All right. So next is Sato. I mean, its quirk is like what? It's almost like a
sugar rush.
Yeah, sugar rush. Like he eats the sugar and then it gets super strong. Okay. I mean, tell me I'm missing something here, guys. Like, is there something in the manga that I'm missing with Sato? Because
we are not, but you're not. But Sato, I would put Sato. I think Sato is the most solid C character because he's got like everything. He's funny. He's like not too impactful. I like the baking thing. I think it was funny when they did that, when they like showed his room. He's a basic guy, but he like seems like this rough and tumble kind of guy, but he's really just like a softie. But it's like, I don't know, I think he's more likable than the 3D tier, and I wouldn't put him in D. And I feel like he would be the person to just fit that C category. Even if he's just alone there by himself, I think he's that C character.
How about you, Josh?
Yeah, I agree. Again, based off of like overall character and likeness, I definitely would put him at C tier. Just because, again, like the sugar rush idea, it's definitely funny, but again, he also doesn't really get like a lot of like screen time. So it's like, yeah, like I definitely think C is good for him. But like if we had to do this list again in terms of power, like when he does have that sugar rush, he definitely is OP. But now if someone finds out that all he does is eat sugar and he gets bigger, I'm gonna just take out his sugar, then he becomes a complete dud. So I mean, definitely power-wise, he's definitely very interesting. He's definitely a wild card. So I'll put him at C in terms of overall likeness and character for now.
Now I will say, I first of all, I agree with C, so let's put him there. I will say, aesthetic-wise, because that's my thing, his costume honestly is the most superhero costume out of all these people. Like he actually looks like a superhero, and I like his quirk. It's kind of entertaining. So I mean, I like
he makes his own snacks too. I like that. I like that. Like that's like he's good at cooking snacks, and like that's what he needs. I like that. Like he learned. If anything, he was probably one of the most prepared students, like with their quirk, like knowing what he is and what's going on, like how he can make things more sugary or not sugary. Like I think that's cool.
If you haven't seen the Silent Podcast logo, literally like yellow is my favorite color. So like, yeah, I mean, extra points. But next is all right. So argumentally, one of the three quote unquote main characters of the show, maybe four if you count Uraka, but Todoroki. Wow, this is him, Bakugo, and Deku. Honestly, probably going to take up most of the time, but Todoroki has a lot. Honestly, if there's like those characters that the show focuses on, Todoroki gets a lot of that focus. Specifically, probably more than Bakugo. Honestly, oh, go ahead, Noah.
Oh, I'm ready for the hot take first, and y'all can respond to me. I think Shoto is one of after it's like his such early introduction. I think he's one of the most disappointing characters that has overall. I think he's disappointing. I really do. Not overall. Okay, character development and aesthetic wise, not disappointing. But as far as quirk development, he's the most underwhelming character quirk development from 1 to 5 seasons, and even through the manga. Now, obviously, through the manga, he trains with his dad finally, but I get the whole like he didn't use his fire for obvious reasons. But I think he was introduced as that guy getting in on all the recommendations. He's got the 2 quirks. He's got the pro hero training. He's in the thing. But then after that, where's the development? All he does is use one attack. He's versatile, but he's not. He uses 1 attack, 2 attack. But then we see Endeavor fight, and Endeavor's throwing out all these different type of heat blasts. And I get that he didn't learn that yet, and he didn't want to learn that from his dad. But where's the icicle shots? Like, where's the instead of like just the big rush of ice and like the big rush of fire? I don't know. I think quirk rise, he underwhelmed me. So I wouldn't put Todoroki in A. Off of that, I think that brings him down. Now, story, he's obviously got the most compelling story so far that we've seen in the series for obvious reasons. Abusive father, brother who's a villain, family problems. He's probably got the most family problems that any of these characters that we've seen. And I mean, besides Shigaraki, that is way worse. But I think character-wise, he's come a long way. And that could boost him to S. He would be bottom of S for me, top of A. But I think as far as quirk development, he lost me. He came in as such one of the cool characters, like this half ice, half fire guy. This is like a staple, awesome character. And then there's no development with quirk-wise. He just uses the same attack. I don't know. That's my hot take on Todoroki. I was really a fan, and then he fell off for me.
When it comes to quirks, definitely not. I can agree with you there because he's been doing the same thing since the beginning. It is kind of boring to watch. Like I think the last time I was impressed by something he was doing was during the whole tournament thing that they were doing, where he just like swiped his arm and all that ice just like hit half the stand. That was cool to watch, but. I mean, yeah, his backstory, which if you don't know, I'm a huge fan of backstories, is like honestly would be a big reason why I would even put him in S. Because like honestly, if you think about it, it's kind of wild. Like you got to go through life knowing that like, oh, my dad had me because he intentionally breeded with my mom just to make like the ultimate like quirk, like having to like it is kind of weird there. So I mean, like I feel him on that sense. Personality wise though, he is kind of boring. He gives me that edgelord type character that like these shows usually try to have, where he's serious almost all the time. It gets kind of boring. So I do think that he's worth like a high tier just because his involvement. It's kind of hard to ignore Todoroki, even like in pop culture. Like we literally just saw Megan Thee Stallion dress up like Todoroki. Like Todoroki, Deku, and Bakugo are the moment for this show. Mm-hmm. But out of the 3 of them, I think that he's a little bit underwhelming. And honestly, I'll put him at like the bottom of S because I still do enjoy him a lot more than a lot of these other people. Maybe even A. But yeah, I can agree with you, Noah. But what do you think, Josh?
I definitely understand why you guys have made very good points in terms of like his quirk. Like we need to see more of his quirk. But I mean, I'm going to use the same argument that Noah was describing about Deku though. Again, like you're only in high school and you literally have to deal with, you're trying to create and establish a new relationship with your father that has created so much problems throughout your life. So that like part of the reason why like you cancel that whole other side of your body, and that's a lot of pressure. Honestly, I honestly would put him. I wouldn't disrespect him that much and put him at the bottom of S. I would put him behind Deku and Bakugo though in S tier. Because I mean, in terms of power, again, like he does have that ice fire quirk. I agree though in that respect that I do want to see more, which is part of the reason why, like, I think he's definitely taken a couple steps back. That's part of the reason why, like, he didn't get his hero license, professional hero license, because he got into a beef with the air guy. They had some history. So, like, Shoto definitely has some of his flaws, and as well, of course, like being raised by in Denver and Denver. And I mean, like, he and his dad definitely, he's now like officially the number one hero, but what the war arc has really showed us and stuff is he really he's had a lot of flaws. He has definitely like messed up as a dad, and trying to overcome that, but then still being as powerful as he is. Like, I see why. I definitely see where you guys are coming from in terms of that regard.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I just can't disrespect him that much. I can't. He's definitely part of the big three. He's had a lot of shine in the anime. Without Shoto, My Hero Academia has definitely taken a lot of steps back. And now they're going to start building up that fight between Shoto and his brother. That's going to be a fight down the line. Now, it's obviously not going to be on the same level as Sasuke and Itachi, but I mean, you're starting to see those connections in that regard as well. And I'm excited. I'm actually really looking. I definitely think once the manga continues, I definitely believe Shoto is going to start developing more powers with ice and also more with fire, because he needs to. He's not on the same level as his brother right now. His brother murked him in the manga. Like, he did try to hold his own, but as I was watching, I was like, yo, his brother pretty much murked him. So I definitely think I would just hold off on it right now. I definitely think this war arc was definitely like a eye-awakening experience for him. And I feel like in the next couple arcs, you're really going to see like him develop more fire quirks or fire moves in his quirk, and also more ice moves than just the same basic two. So I would put him behind Bakugo in S tier. That's for me.
I'm fine with that. It's not too far from top of A. It's not too far from bottom A. So you know what? And honestly, if we're using that argument, the same argument we used for Deku, I agree. So you know what? Let's go with that. We only have a few left. So next is Ida. Mixed feelings on Ida. Like, I think Ida. First of all, I like his quirk. You know, I mean, you know, the super speed is always nice. I think his costume is nice. I think what he's trying to do, you know, he's trying to take he's trying to be like his brother, basically, you know, like and take his spot, because, you know, what Stain did to him, you know, you can't, you know, run anymore. So I do enjoy that. I think it's kind of, his character, his personality is kind of funny, where he's always like that. He's almost like a comedic relief, not even on purpose, where he's like, oh, he's serious, follow the rules, you know, like, he's funny. I will say his low point was during that Stain arc, though. He kind of annoyed me, where he kind of was just going head on with no plan, where like what we've seen as his character is he's usually like very calculated almost, where like here he was just like acting upon impulse, and I didn't really like that. And granted, if Deku and I forget who else, I was it Todoroki? I forget who.
Yeah,
it didn't come in, like he would have been dead. So I didn't like that about him, but I mean, he learned his lesson, so I'm gonna give him a leeway. But I think, see, I will put him in a B tier though. If it wasn't for that, I'd consider A, but he's more of a B lister for me. Josh, how do you feel about Ida though?
Yeah, I kind of have mixed feelings for him as well. I mean, because he's actually like very intelligent once he has like prep time and stuff. But he definitely does have his moments, just like every other high schooler does. And I honestly, I really like his quirk. I like the idea of the jet. I really like, because like he can really move like when it's really fast. I don't like the drawbacks of it though. I kind of think it's kind of stupid, where it's like, oh really? Like it can't work anymore. It's like malfunctioning and stuff. He's definitely, I would probably put him bottom A, top of B. I mean, again, this is not a power list. This is based off of like overall likeness and stuff. So yeah, I'll probably put him around there.
How about you know?
Top of B, bottom A. He's likable. He's funny. I like his he is funny in his moments. His quirk is cool, like you said. I do agree with the whole engine. I don't get how your engine shorts out. Like, how do you like? I get working out, gets it, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends. He's cool though. I like Ida.
I kind of like Mina more than him though.
But I feel like where Mina lacks is where her screen time lacks Mina, and I think that's what betrays her.
Yeah,
that's what betrays Mina, the screen time, really.
Gotcha. Okay. So next, we got 3 left. One of them should be interesting. The other 2, not really. So the first one, Toru.
We're out of here. We only have just F.
Yeah,
F we're out of here.
Yeah. I like the idea of Toru. I like invisible. It's cool.
Any time.
Why can she not go in and out of it? Why is she always invisible? That's my problem. Why?
Really? That's her quirk. Put her at F tier. Literally, just like her quirk, invisible.
Well, she should have made other thing. Been able to make other. I mean, like she has a light reflection.
Like what? Like why are you not touching things and turning me invisible? I don't know. Like she should be the top stealth character in the show.
She's more so for like intelligence. I mean, what is she wearing when she's not? When she just has gloves. I mean, unless it's like something.
Exactly. That's like what is? There's so many variables around this girl that don't know. I feel like he just threw her in there. Was like invisible girl. Fuck it.
Yeah. Just kind of forget. I mean, like literally, she's just gloves half of the time. But it's like, you could have. There could have been so many comedic things when it came to this character too.
Exactly.
She makes me cringe as a kid.
They dropped the ball on it.
They did. They messed up on her
big time. Her and him, bro. Like they're just so boring. All right. So Sue, probably not here based off of what we've spoken. So I mean, but in most fandoms, Sue is like one of the most liked characters out of the girls. I like Sue. I think her frog abilities are pretty dope. She's I don't know, like out of all the girls after Uraka, I feel like we've seen like either Momo or Sue will have like the next level of screen times when it comes to the girls. Like I think Sue, for some reason, I don't know what it is about her, but she's just very entertaining. I like her powers. I just like her. I just like her. I like her costume. I like the way she acts. I think that's funny how she has like this like sound bite, like how they do in One Piece, where she says like "ribbit" after she talks and stuff. I think it's funny. How do you guys feel about Sue, Noah?
I like Sue. I think she's an A tier girl. I think a lot of the girls in A tier are the ones like you said we've seen mainly more of. Yeah. I think that's what. I think she's likable. I think her quirk is one of the stronger out of the girls because she's agile. She can go invisible. She can spit acid. Her tongue is insanely strong. Like she's super versatile. I mean, she can swim obviously better than anybody in the class, and I think she's like you said, she's funny. I like the way she acts. The whole like she's like slick funny. Like she'll come in and she says the slick things that are really funny, or like she'll like just like she's funny. I like Sue a lot. I think she's A tier.
How are you, Josh?
Yeah, I agree. Put her in A tier just for all the reasons you guys said as well. Like her quirk is definitely badass, and she's definitely like had her moments against like some like pretty top villains. I mean, like all like the Nomus are definitely like cheat codes, and she was able to help Deku out a lot in the beginning stages of that fight. So before All Might came to save the day, but and then even in the war arc too, like her and like she really helped out with rescuing civilians as well. So she's definitely an A tier for me. She can handle her own.
The fact that she does the invisibility ability better than
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I didn't think about that. See, you pointed out. That's what I'm saying. It makes her even worse. It makes her even worse. It really does.
Oh my god, Toby sucks. All right, and the last one, all right, Yuga, we got introduced to him first before anybody, right? And I'm like, oh, is he going to be important in the series? Like a belly button laser? Okay. This guy sucks, man. Like, he's annoying. I don't care for him. Like, I don't care for Yuga. I don't like him. His quirk, whack. His fit, whack. His personality, whack. Everything about him, he's just a whack character to me. And honestly, I mean, we've seen enough of him where I can put him in like bottom D, but like, I don't care about Yuga. How do you guys feel about him?
Honestly, I think he's kind of funny. I'm not
Okay,
even gonna lie. I
Not
would
even
put him, no,
think,
I'm not putting him. I'll put him in C. I think I find him more interesting than any of the D tier characters, especially because he got a little more screen time.
Sure.
I think he's like he's kind of like Mimosa's brother, but not as bad. But like he's kind of similar where he's just, I don't know. I find him funny. I feel like he comes in and he's like with like slick, like dumb stuff. Like talk about like, were you guys looking at me? Were you guys talk like, I don't know. I find that funny sometimes when like characters slide in and like they're obviously oblivious to like really what's going on. And if we're talking non-canon here, what he did in the newest movie was pretty cool with the lasers going everywhere throughout the shoulders and the stomach. I think that was cool. And if that does turn out to be how it works and how he can control it in the manga and as far on the series goes, I think that would really increase his strength a lot. Like, because the laser's not weak.
Yeah.
But it's just the drawback is where he loses me. Like, you talking, you get a stomach ache. How old are you? You've been doing this for how long? You tell me you can only shoot for 2 seconds and then your stomach hurts? How that makes sense?
No, I'm like, bruh, like, come on now. Like,
so, like, I get what you're saying. I would put him top of D. I would be fine with that. But I think
he's with C too. I'm not against C either.
I think he's decent, but like he's not not touching D either.
Yeah, I agree. I'd put him at bottom C. Yeah, just for all the reasons. He does have his funny moments, and he does get more screen time than the D characters. So I would put him right there at C. I agree with you guys.
All right.
And that is our ranking of Class 1A with Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, and Kirishima are S tiers. So, I mean, interesting. I mean, honestly, I think I agree with most of this list, if not all of it. Is there anything you guys do or do not disagree with? Agree with?
Me personally, I know when it comes to the girls, you can get a little bit when it comes to the rankings and stuff. But other than that, I feel like we did a really good job again. Again, these rankings were based off of just like overall character and likeness. Like if it was terms of battle, I definitely think some of the rankings would be a little bit different.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. But again, I just want to let all the listeners know, like when we do post this list off and stuff, it's based off of like overall character and likeness. So I don't want to hear because there's gonna be a bunch of weirdos saying, "Oh my goodness, how are you putting at B tier when he's done this and this?" I'm like, nah, it's just based off of likeness, man.
It's all personal preference. We hold no source of fact. We're doing it for fun, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, My Hero, that was a fun one. I like that one. That was good.
A lot to talk about.
Yeah, definitely good. Definitely.
All right, so I guess we can start closing things out here. So Noah, I know you got your Twitch stuff going on a lot recently. We want to talk about that real quick.
Sir, I stream on Twitch. I don't have a schedule. I stream mostly FPS games, Valorant, Fortnite, Overwatch, those type of games, and as well, we do tier lists sometimes about just random shit. I play Minecraft every once in a while, and I also like to read manga on stream if you guys are interested in that as well. So Soft Nono on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. Soft has a O. The No has zeros.
All right, Josh, how about you with your Swoop Radio?
Yeah, so I'm gonna start live streaming more sports games now. I'm officially gonna do like a sports day. So with basketball, you guys know a lot with basketball. I'll do the 7 o'clock and the 10 o'clock game. So I think that'll be fun having a live stream for super long and stuff like that. But you can check out my Twitch right there at swoop_RD_. Follow the podcast as well at Swoop Radio. I'm in the process of creating a website for this current podcast as well. But for the next podcast, I'll put the link in there instead of like my Twitch stuff, but it's literally swoopradio.wordpress.com. That's where you can find like my YouTube, Twitch, social media profiles, everything. All you gotta do is click on that link and it's perfect. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I've been doing with the sports stuff, trying to take the next step. So Isaiah, where can everyone follow you and your music and stuff and everything you do?
So like usual, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and all that fun stuff at 8 Ball Bangers, literally the number 8 and then Ball Bangers. In terms of channels, I mean, so Silent Podcast, we've been very busy over here. So I mean, Anime Club, Total Drama Island, Floor Bammer Short, Temptation, all that other stuff. We're still doing all that. Obviously, we're in the middle of expanding right now because a lot of other shows are starting this month, specifically The Circle and Big Brother Canada. So we're getting into all that fun stuff. But tune in this Friday and the next Tuesday because the first episode of the Big Brother Canada recap will be starting, and it will be with Sarah. It will be with Jeanette. It will be with Cheyenne. It will be with Ganjo. Very excited to have them over here. They will be here without me. So I'm very excited to see how that goes. But that should be fun. And also, if you're listening to this the day of, tune in tomorrow because Sasha, Geneva, and Abby will be talking about the Temptation Island episode. I'm also not going to be there for that. So, it's going to be a fun week. A lot going on over here. A lot more new faces are going to be showing up. But yeah, just check out Silent Podcast. We are on Twitch now. We're on YouTube. We're on Periscope, and everything. So just check us out. Check out Josh and Noah's. Just check everybody out. Link will be in the description below. So just look out for all of that. But until next time, I don't really know what we're going to talk about next episode. Go ahead. No, what's up?
I got a suggestion. I don't know if you guys have seen JoJo's yet, or or we can talk about Attack on Titan. The big talk of the town recently, obviously for obviously. Those are my two suggestions.
So
have you guys seen? Wait, have you guys seen? I see mega fakes about JoJo.
So I know nothing about JoJo, but I'm willing to talk about it as an outsider looking in. I think that would be very interesting. I know a lot of people love JoJo. Attack on Titan, I'm on and off, but like I said, it's Anime Club. Look, we're here to talk about stuff we do and don't know about. So I'm down for anything. So Josh,
like maybe for the animes, I know for the animes that like we really don't. Like, I know I never really seen JoJo. I haven't seen that. Maybe we can do like a live like manga stream where we can like read like a chapter of like an anime we really don't know about and stuff. I feel like that would be like a good way to like balance it out. So that way we're learning as we're going.
I'm not against that.
But yeah,
the world of JoJo.
I'm trying to convince you guys to watch JoJo. I'm telling you, it's good. JoJo in my top 5. I'm gonna be honest.
I've heard nothing but good things about JoJo. I'm just hard headed, but if you want to walk us through JoJo, I'm down to give it a try. We'll talk about it.
All right.
But until then, we will see you guys next week and have a good night, everybody.
Peace.